welcome to another episode of playonultra podcast. This is episode 212.
Yeah.
We're down a man.
We are down a Foehamner.
We are down a ham.
We are down one ham. One exact Christmas ham. Anyway, that's okay.
Yeah,
we
okay.
got this.
He said he had better friends to hang out with today. Son of a...
You got cooler people than
Yep.
us.
Yep.
Real life people from the sound of it, which lame.
Say like actor friends or something? I don't know.
Probably famous now.
Yeah. So yeah, how you been?
Been pretty good. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's just same old. I'm going to be going to visit New York City next weekend, which is fun.
That doesn't sound very fun. Does it sound fun?
I mean, I've been there a few times, go to New York City if you have something to do.
Right. Because
I've been
what
there.
I've heard is obviously I've never been, but what I've heard is it's all glitzy and glamour until you get there.
It's one of those places where, if you're into big cities, it's worth going to see. But if you are not a big city person, I don't know, unless, you're really into Broadway, which I'm a theater person, or, in different foods or something like that, something like that. I have a friend who, he doesn't live there, but he visits there often because he lives in Philadelphia, so it's, it's very close to get there, which is another kind of big city, but not in the same state. Actually, funny enough, he is hopefully going to take us to his favorite Malaysian restaurant. So I've never had Malaysian food. Yeah,
interesting.
So
tell me how it goes. Take pictures.
I'll let you know. I can't tell you. I'm not going to sit here and be like, I am so good at all these types of foods.
Take pictures. Note down the
it.
names. I'm so curious. I really want to see. Yeah.
I for sure. I
also
love
tell me
to
the
hear
prices.
Probably way too high.
Yeah, even for maybe New York standards, maybe.
Yeah.
Because
exactly.
I guess it's considered exotic food, right? It's
probably ethnic food, I think is what they'd call it. Yeah. I mean, I will say, when you get to those bigger cities, so in the United States, that would be New York City, I would say Las Vegas, Chicago maybe, and Los Angeles. Usually, because they were kind of hodgepodges of a lot of, different people and stuff like that, usually the ethnic food or exotic food, however you want to call it, is usually a little bit more legit. But we'll see. We shall see. So I'll be interested to see how that goes. I like trying new food, so... but yeah, so doing that. But otherwise, my biggest accomplishment is I have finally beaten Dragon Age Origins after all these years of trying to play that stupid game.
Nice.
I finally beat it, and I'm on Dragon Age 2, and I'm like, whew, not necessarily a better game, but it is faster paced. So, getting through it, because I'm hoping to get
definitely, it's like one of those games when it came out, people were like, "Oh, what?" But then now it's actually gotten back a lot of fans.
It's well liked now. Yeah, no, for sure. From what I can tell, because I think for a lot of people it was like, what's going on here? Because but definitely, I almost called them Baldur's Gate. Definitely BioWare kind of saw the success of Mass Effect 2, and they were like, oh, we got to do that. And so they really tried to, make a Mass Effect action pace kind of a game, and a game that they had kind of made this, sort of, typical, more RPG kind of style. And so a lot of people didn't like it. But yeah, now it's become, I don't want to say cult classic, but you know what I mean? Where it's suddenly all these people out of the woodwork. We were like, where were you when this game came out? It's kind of like Mass Effect Andromeda, same kind of deal. We're like, guys, actually, I think this game is pretty good. To be fair, the main reason that Dragon Age 2 is had all those issues was I think it was a bit buggy when it came out, because I remember when it came out there were some pretty yucky bugs. I just know one made.
It's so long ago.
Yeah, I know. I just remember one major bug so bad that I was helping a friend of mine who I like knew of the games even though I hadn't played it. So like I had like watched all of 2 with my friend and my brother playing it. I just refused to play it myself till I finished 1, which took 15 years. Anyway, but I remember like looking up guides for her, and like one of the major bugs that they did not patch for a little bit because they didn't really do day 1 patches back then was I don't know if you remember, but each party member has a rival or friendship meter, and it doesn't matter which way you go, you just need to get 100% there. And one of the party members is a party member that if you do not max out one of those by a certain point in the game, you lose her. She leaves the party. And it was that wasn't the bug. That was a feature. That was part of the game. What was the bug is at the time, the only way to make it work was to make her 100% rival. The 100% friendship option didn't work. And I remember like she's a well-liked character. Like it's not, but you could be her rival, but you'd have to really try. And I remember like my friend and I just crying as we're like, you have to say this to make her get rival points. We're just trying to get her mad at us. It was
fixed?
It's fixed now, yeah.
Oh, okay.
To be fair, I'm also playing, a game with mods in it, so a lot of that stuff has gotten fixed by mods. Yeah. So I'm playing a modded version. But yeah, I finally got through Dragon Age Origins and Awakening. Gosh, I had a section though that like the game kept crashing like every 5 seconds, so that was really irritating to get to the end. But I was done. And so now I'm on 2 and no crashes yet, knock on wood. And hopefully I'll get this done with this one a little bit faster, and then I can move on to 3 and maybe play 4 if it comes out. Probably not, or it'll be bad, but that's okay. Not going to put too many hopes in it.
I think the biggest one was probably people not liking how linear it was, right? I remember that was like being the biggest.
In 2?
Yeah.
Yep. 2's extremely linear, and also the like the dungeon environments are very samey. They're very cut and paste.
You pretty much go out, do your shit, and then go back home.
Yep. Yeah. It's pretty samey. My biggest issue is there's no group camp, or at least I haven't seen it. Maybe I know that like your home changes every act, but there's no like just area where I can see everybody and all of their equipment, which really pisses me off. So like anytime I need to like change, I guess not. Well, because the way that they set it up, like I can see why there isn't a mod for it, because the way they have it set up, like there's just no easy way to make it do that. Because basically like each of your party members has like their home spot that they go to, and so that's kind of, you can go there to talk to them and stuff like that. And there's plenty of places where you can like call your party and change your party composition, but it's not as easy as just like go to camp or go to a menu. I don't know why that happens, but we'll see. So yeah.
Still playing Final Fantasy 14?
Yeah, I haven't. They released the latest patch. I kind of forgot to do the latest patch, but it's the latest patch till the next full expansion, so we've got some time.
When's that one out? The expansion?
I don't actually know if there's a date for it yet. Let me remind myself. I don't think...
Do they do one expansion per year?
I think it's one every couple of years or something. I don't think it's an exact science. Okay, apparently summer... Oh, I guess... Oh, is it that fast? Oh. This summer, apparently. I didn't realize it was that quick. I thought we were going to have to wait longer than that. Never mind. Yep, so this... probably this summer we're gonna see it. So yeah, I gotta get that one thing done to get ready to go. But yeah, I haven't really been on there much since. There wasn't a ton of like extra expansion stuff to do. My thing is not there. We go. I just haven't been. The people I normally play with, they've been kind of moving on to other games right now till 7.0 drops. So I just haven't really done much there, but I'm still, I still have an account and everything like that, so I'll return, just not yet. But yeah, I'm trying to think in terms of games, that's mostly it, I think. Got some games in my queue that I'm interested in playing, but haven't gotten around to them quite yet.
I'm playing Persona 3 Reload.
Yep. I've been seeing that one. I heard it's good.
Oh yeah, really good. Like
yeah.
It's giving me that mainline Persona, like I just need to play this game only feeling. So,
did you ever play 3 like the original?
I did on the PS2. So
got
long
it,
ago.
yeah,
but I didn't because at that time I didn't understand Persona at all.
Yeah,
I did not get it, so I didn't finish it because it got too hard.
Yeah, and that game is really hard from what I know, so that makes sense.
And like because I didn't understand like the fusion and like how to properly manage the team and stuff, they've definitely removed a lot of the annoying things. I think from the original game.
Yes.
I think they removed the you don't feel tired anymore.
Yes, I think they did. So you don't have to worry. Because it used to be in 3, they got rid of this starting in 4. But if I recall correctly, in 3, if you went down to the midnight hour, whatever they call it, too many days in a row, you got tired. Yeah, the dark hour. Then you got tired, which was a problem because in that game, keeping your school up was actually way more important than it is now. Because if you didn't, you like had to waste days studying or something like that. I forget. Yeah. So like it was a whole juggle fest.
I would say it's more enjoyable for me, like Reload, simply because like I don't feel like I need to go to Tartarus every day. I'll be able to go to Tartarus like I don't know, one time, and I'll be able to like reach a lot of levels. Like I'll be able and then get like really good levels, get good personas, fuse them, blah blah blah, and then the next few days I'll just be able to focus on like social links, stats, those kind of things. So it feels more enjoyable doing it that way rather than, I don't know, like the first game I did not get at all.
It's understandable. I mean, the way that they did them was they didn't really explain a lot of that stuff, so I'm not too surprised. I only know of these things. The only Persona game I've actually tried to play and never completed was the remake of Persona 1, which is a very
remake.
Game.
There's a remake.
It was PSP.
And
I mean, if you're looking for an
really
old,
different, right?
Oh, is it different? It's so different. It's so funny because that was kind of my introduction to Persona. I knew of the other Persona games, but that was my introduction. I just got it because I wanted it. It was in a nice, cool, shiny box and came with a soundtrack CD, which actually the music really slapped. But I'm sorry.
Always good music. Persona
always good music. Oh, I know. It's fantastic music. But yeah, it's that game back in the day was what do they call it? I forget what this is called. Old style game, first person like corridor hallway
those
shit.
First person dungeon crawler types.
Yes, it's one of those.
Wait, Persona 1 was one of those?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Because if I remember correctly, the old Shin Megami Tensei games are like dungeon crawlers too, but they're like top down, right? Wait.
They might have been. I never played them. I think Persona 2 was more like that. But no, Persona 1 was you're in a hallway. And I was making pretty steady progress my first time playing. But the reason I stopped, literally, this was a while. This was like 15 years ago. The reason I stopped actually was because there was a section of the game where you have to go up like several floors and the hallways just look the same.
Oh.
Yeah, in a row. And what happened was the enemy system there was a lot more complicated. Did you ever play Oblivion?
I did.
Okay, do you remember the persuasion system with the 4 corners and the colors, and you have to fill one of the bubbles to like get people to agree to something? Like either use humor or oh my gosh. Okay. Don't worry about that. It's just the easiest way to explain it. So in Persona, you've seen I don't think it was in 3, but I know they did this kind of in 5. You know, in Persona 5, one way you can get like fusion stuff is if you talk to the monsters and if you use certain responses, they'll like give it something to you or whatever. Sometimes it's money, sometimes it's their essence or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. In Persona 1, you could fight the enemies, of course, and you got some stuff. But if you wanted their fusions, or honestly, if you wanted them to like maybe stop attacking you or anything else, you had to go into this persuasion system. Here's the thing. So that 4-quadrant thing I tried to explain that they use in Oblivion, basically all you need to know is they like 4 quadrants of different emotions. It was like happy, humorous, angry, sad, or something like that.
Of the enemies,
and you had
right?
Yeah. And you had to pick, and you had to like figure out according to the enemy, and you had to pick a certain response and like method to try to fill one of those corners. And each enemy, like something different happened if you filled a different corner, or it just didn't work. So that's already complicated enough, right?
Is there a formula to it? Like, can a guide help you?
A guide will just tell you the right way to do it. Here's the crazy part, though, that I didn't get to. So Persona 1 had this fascinating thing where you know how your main character in like 3, 4, 5 is special because you get to change personas while your friends have one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in Persona 1, everybody got multiple. It was like everybody was Joker. So that also meant everybody had different persuasion tools. So that meant that not only did you have to figure out you had to figure out the right person to have talking to the enemy, to use the right responses, to use the right quadrants. There are multiple right answers, I'm pretty sure, but it was a fucking headache to figure out.
That sounds really complex, honestly.
It was super complex, extremely complex. Here's the reason I stopped playing. I was in that sort of like, going up a tower thing, and some of those enemies can attack you from behind. I got attacked from behind. I was getting constantly attacked. I was running out of items and healing and stuff like that. And I think your personas also had like minimum number of uses. It was like your MP or something. So I'm running out of, whatever. And I get attacked from behind. Well, unfortunately, they turn you around. And so I started walking backwards without realizing it for a floor or two. Realized my mistake and was like, I'm stuck. Now I have to turn back around again, and I quit playing.
My first Persona game was Persona 5, and and when I was playing it, especially early on, I was thinking to myself, I wish I was able to customize all my party like Joker.
Play Persona 1.
Like, after playing it for a while, I was like, you know what? That's okay. That's fine.
No, trust me. You don't wanna, because and thankfully in Persona 1, the remake had a quick system. They added a system to make it easier to make personas. So that was nice. So you had a faster way of just looking through your party members and seeing which fusions were best for them without having to think about it. But holy shit, was it a lot to keep up with.
So I can't really remember the fusions in 5 and 4, but I really like the fusion system in Shin Megami Tensei 5, simply because they have a list. I'm not sure if they're gonna do this in 3. I don't think so, but in SMT5, which I play on the Switch, there's a list. So you can do so this option, you can choose your set of personas. You can pick the first one, and then you can see what you get from the whatever, right? And then the next one is like the advanced one, where it takes up to like 3 to 4 or whatever. And then there's one where it's similar to the first one. I think it looks at like what you have, but it shows the result as the search. But then there's another one where it could be just the third one combined, where they showed what you can get, both including the ones you already have, but also the ones you don't have right now, but you can summon with money. So I was like, I love this system so much because I can literally see everything I can make.
Yes, they did them.
Yeah, it's so nice.
Yeah, I don't know how they did it in 3, but I know 5 pretty much had the best system with fusion of just clearest, easiest way to go through it.
Okay, so now I remember correctly. So in Shin Megami Tensei 5, there's one option where it shows you what you can get when you combine one that you have and with others you don't, that you can summon for money. So it gives you like a way bigger list, which is really nice.
That is really nice.
Yeah. I don't have that in 3. I have to look it up.
Yeah.
And I remember looking it up for 4 as well, and maybe 5.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah, Shin Megami Tensei 5, I did not need to look at like a fusion list at all, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I don't know why they don't fix that for the other ones. I don't know if they treat Shin Megami Tensei games a little differently, I guess.
Maybe.
But yeah, they're interesting, all right. I am waiting. We were all really hoping that. So Persona 3, they did make a version for the PSP that had a female main character, which was actually really special because a little bit of a history lesson. The original, so Persona 3 was the first Persona game to pretty much do the social link system.
It's pretty much the first of this modern style Persona game, I guess.
Exactly. And pretty much is what's set off. Like, when you think of classic Persona game, you're thinking of Persona 3. You're not thinking of 1 and 2. Don't listen to what anybody tells you.
Although I do hope that they bring back I heard like Persona 2 is a very detective murder mystery type.
Yeah.
I really do hope they bring it back for like maybe 6, something that kind of like...
Yeah,
I mean, gameplay, modern gameplay, but like that kind of like dark, I'm a detective, I'm not playing high schoolers,
Yeah, 1 and because 2 was actually, I think, a sequel of 1, or there were sequels of 2, and it was kind of wonky. Also, you're going to hear people say that's where they had a female protagonist, Sarah, and I'm like, not the same thing. But anyway, so Persona 3, the original Persona 3, they first introduced the social link system, but importantly, the social link system was only with the female characters. A couple of side characters and all the female cast. There was nothing with the male characters. So when they introduced the female main character in kind of a sort of PSP redo of it, that one was significant because for the first time, they had male social links available. And actually, for the first time as the female main character, you had social links with everybody, not just the men.
Also with females.
And so, yeah, but they just weren't romantic.
That sounded like a game with the females.
For the females. So, and so that was kind of significant. And also significant is that there were different unique dialogue options between the female and male characters for similar scenes. And there were different things you could affect the story with as the female main character that you couldn't as the male main character. So when they made Release Reload, we were all really hoping they would finally let us play a female character because they had done this before.
That would be nice.
Yes, that would be nice, but they didn't have that. They didn't make it for that, which is extremely irritating.
I wonder if they're saying now, like, canon-wise, it's the dude. Like, I'm not...
I know. Probably. What I'm kind of banking on... I hate the concept of it, but whatever, take my money. We're all kind of hoping that it'll, because every Persona game has had a remake. Golden, Royal. So we're kind of hoping
Persona 3
that...
Reload FES? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Well, so apparently there is some discussion of already the FES or Answers, which was basically a kind of a sequel they made to Persona 3. There's apparently some thought that may be coming out, so maybe the female main character may be on there. I don't know. They keep fucking that over, and I don't know why, but I guess it's one of those, it's getting to the point where I'm just like, okay, I think you kind of just hate women, because why wouldn't you do this? It does not make any sense, but whatever. Yeah. We'll see. But yeah, I have to say, Persona 5 is very stylish, but sometimes the GUI and the look of it is a little bit much for me.
Yeah,
yep. They like took that and made Persona 3 style for Reload, and it is sharp. I saw.
3 has
it's
style
so nice.
Oozing out of every pore. But it's
so
also
good.
Very easy to understand what I'm looking at.
Yes. I felt 5 was stylish, but a little haphazard for me personally. A little too much. Yeah. A little seizure-inducing almost.
Persona 3 has Reload has better like style balancing, I would say.
So good. It looks amazing.
I go into the menu and like the main character just pops down and then there's like water. Oh, like holy shit! They put out so much effort into just going into the menu. Like holy, like it's so good.
Holy shit! I don't know. Here's kind of the joke is that I know I've been kind of refusing to play because genuinely thought that Persona 5 they were going to make the female character, and I was like, yeah, I'll play it when they have it. That's my and then they did it, and I was like, what the fuck, guys? But yeah, I kind of want to play 3 because it really is like one of the most intense. The story is probably one of the better stories of all 3 games, and you'll see why. You'll see why. I think I'm not sure if you'll necessarily agree, but you'll understand why.
Yep.
It's the game with the highest stakes compared to the
That's
4
what
and 5.
I've like been seeing, but also like trying to avoid the spoilers because like for me this is
be
like
careful.
more or less the first time I'm playing.
So I won't spoil it than
actually,
that, but
I mentioned this before, like I actually prefer Persona 4 Golden over 5. Like I
That's fair.
prefer the story, the writing and the characters, like the way they just, and I'm gonna die on this hill, I still prefer 5 over Royal. So it's just
interesting. Hey, babe, whatever, that's fine.
Yeah, because like
no skin off.
Royal has a lot of nice what's the word? QOL, quality of life updates. And I know it has way more content with the new character and the new castle? Was it castle? Castle, right? The dungeon, the new dungeon at the end.
Yes.
But I really hate how, I don't know, I just felt like the new character just was implanted with not much thought.
I can see that.
Like it just felt very like she's not part of the group at all. Like it just felt very like, I don't know. It just felt very weird, and the ending was so like in 5. The ending was like everybody got together and went to the beach or something. Like it was just like felt nice and wrapped up, while Royal did not have that. And I was like, it's just like I legit preferred 5 over Royal.
I can see that. I think what's hard is it felt like 5 they were obviously setting up to have more content. And from what I can understand, from what I witnessed, and then they did, and it's like I think it was a poor combination of like we need to make this a standalone game, but we're also going to be adding more content to it. And I think there's something to be said of maybe that was kind of done the worst of ways, in my opinion.
So it seems like the time between 5 and 5 Royal was about 3 years. So we might get a extended version of Reload after 3 years.
Yeah. I'm gonna kind of see that honestly, whether it's a female character or not, I may play it. We have it. My brother got it, so like I can go there right now, or I could probably get it on. Is it on Steam, or is it only?
It's on Steam. It's
okay.
It's even on Game Pass. You just pay $10 a month.
Wow.
Yeah, insane.
Yeah.
I
forget if we have Game Pass or not, but yeah. So I have access to it for sure. I probably will. I will say, funny enough, I think Persona 3 is the one whose like characters I know the least about. So I can't say how much you'll like the characters of 3 because to me, like I actually don't know them that well. I don't know their things,
especially
and so they didn't really stick out to me.
You can't have social links with the guys.
So they did fix it in Reload, where there is something like that. It's just not the same as the girls. They call it something different.
Yeah, I just got like a with Junpei, the stupid guy, like the first one of what you're talking about, the first one, where it's just like it's a day out. You hang out with them. Use up your time slot for that one portion, and they get a stat increase. Which is nice, but it's not the same as social links, right?
It's not the same, and that's the thing is like that was what was so frustrating is because like they did develop some for the female character. They couldn't just use it based off of that or whatever. But yeah, they don't really do the same thing.
It really
so
does
it's kind
feel
of
like they're gearing up to like get our money again, another $70.
I mean, sure, whatever. I didn't buy it the first time, so I don't feel that much of a sucker. That's a joke, but anyway,
you can play it. Don't buy it. Don't buy another copy. Just if they ever come up with the female pro tag one, then
I will.
I'll probably buy that one too. Jeez.
It's a day one purchase for me, and I'll probably play it immediately. Yeah, no, it is too bad, but yeah. So I can't say how much you'll like the characters of 3 because actually I don't really know them all that well. But I think you'll like the story more. The story is a much higher stakes story.
I think that's why I like 4. 5, I think, had really good characters, and the beginning half of the story was really good, and then it just kind of tapered off on me. And then 4 was like the characters were strong all the way through, and the story actually got better as I played it. So yeah. So I feel like maybe 3 is like more like story, like you said, story more and maybe less of the characters. We'll see.
Maybe. Well, you'll have to see because I'm not super sure, unfortunately. I just didn't know as much about them, but also 3 is more of one that like I experienced through reading, not from actually watching it played. I've seen 4 and 5, so the characters just don't stick out as much to me. And I think also the thing with 3 is because it was their first time with the social link system. Yeah. I think they kind of like made it more of, you know, let's just get as many tropey female characters as we can. Over like, you know, real character kind of concept. I feel like in 4 they did a little bit better job, even though my main hang up with 4, and this is the American independent person in me, but it was a little frustrating. The character stories in 4 very much start to boil down to, I don't like this thing. Okay, I'll just be okay with the social thing now. And it's just like, okay. But that's okay.
And I did look up, like, if can I 100% all the social links in my first playthrough. For reload, you can't. So yeah, it does feel surprised. Like, because Royal, you can do that in your first playthrough.
That's true.
But not 5. Not normal 5, but 5 Royal.
But so 5 Royal you can. It does
feel like they're coming out with like a, you know, portable reload, FPS reload, whatever.
We've been jokingly calling it reload.
I wonder what they're gonna call it.
I don't know, but that's been the joke. But we'll see.
It'll be interesting if they do portable reload, and then you can play the female prototype, but only on the Switch or something. Right? It's just
yeah, and maybe they don't do any. They get rid of the anime scenes because one of the issues with the portable version with the female main character, it doesn't have any of the cutscenes, and so that was one of the things I looked. I was like, did they make new cutscenes? And they fucking did. I was like, you could have done this from the beginning, you monsters. So like, and maybe they already have.
So it feels like Persona 3 is very hard to find like the definitive edition. Some people love the portable one, and I think some people love FES.
Yes. Oh yeah, it depends on who you ask, you know. Portable, obviously, if you want the the different characters and stuff like that, but FES if you want like better quality with like the anime scenes.
Console experience, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the portable, from what I understand, is more of like a visual novel-esque experience with the battle, you know, and stuff like that.
But yeah, it's still great. It's still fun. I love it. It is a bit more stressful just because I couldn't finish it the first time. And I do know it's a bit easier this time, but I'm still a bit like, you know, just making sure I do the fusion. But I'm playing it mostly without guides or anything for the first. I might replay again to do the full social links after 100.
Yeah, for sure.
And the other thing I'm playing, just a little bit, I just started. It's another fucking like monster collecting game.
No!
Dragon Quest Monsters: The Dark Prince on the Switch.
Okay.
Yeah, but that one I literally just started. I maybe have like an hour or two in it, and I like that it's a monster game with a party instead of just like a one-on-one battle. I like that.
Nice. That's cool.
I do remember playing the DS version, Joker 1, I think. Joker 1 or 2? I think it's 1. But I only play a little bit of that. So like this will be my first like proper Dragon Quest Monsters like entry, which is the 7th one.
Yeah, they made a lot of them. I haven't played them, but they made a lot of them.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for what I played. I've been watching Delicious in Dungeon. I love that so much.
I need to watch it. I've heard it's really good.
It's so really easy to watch. It's so easy to watch.
It sounds like a nice, like, easy watch, like Spy X Family kind of a thing. I mean, I know it's not Spy X Family, but that kind of thing.
It's nice, like, because I watched like the first 3 to 4 episodes at once, and then after that it's like a weekly thing on Netflix.
Yeah.
So it's nice that I don't need to like watch everything in one go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
gosh, I miss those kinds of things. I mean, even when I have all the episodes ready, I don't watch things more than like a couple at a time. I can't
pace
binge.
Pace it.
Yeah, like I understand binging, but I have found that when I binge, like my head gets kind of foggy and I don't remember the story as well.
Apparently
I have to.
Is like an actual thing people have like it's like a well-known thing now. Like binging makes it more difficult for you to retain what you watched.
I believe it because my wife is a binger. It drives me crazy because when we're watching a new show together, she will binge it, and I'm the one that's like, can we just stop for a bit? My brain is overloaded, but that's just how she consumes content. She's one of those like hyper focuses on a thing for like a week intensely, and then throws it away kind of thing, and I just can't do that. Especially if I really like a thing, I'm actually pretty terrible because the more I like a thing, the less likely I am to finish it because I also like don't want it to end. So there are like shows I really, really like that I just haven't finished, and partially because of that. I have a couple games like that, like Fire Emblem Three Houses. I still never technically finished 2 of the routes. Part of that is just because you have to redo the first section, and it's very frustrating.
And
but also, like,
that, right?
You cannot skip that. I haven't found. I know you can like skip the weeks, but I don't think there's a way to skip it and not lose out on like training and stuff like that with the party. So it's like not really worth it. But then it's anyway. So that's the main reason. But also I really like it, and it's hard for me to like completely finish something I like. So it's been an interesting roller coaster there. But yeah, I've heard of that one. I heard it's really good. Anime I'm watching on Netflix. They made the first season a while ago. It's called Happy Marriage. It's a shoujo fantasy romancy kind of story. Has to do with a kind of like, think like Cinderella meets her Prince Charming in an arranged marriage, but then there's magic stuff involved, kind of like spirit magic stuff involved. So there's definitely a mystery element to it, but it's also, if you like if you like the fantasy of having been like in an abusive home and then get put in arranged marriage with a guy that treats you right, that's nice too. But there's also more mystery to it as well. And it's very, very pretty. The animation and art is gorgeous.
Oh, it's
so that helps too.
2023.
Yes. It came. Yeah, it didn't come out. It came out not too long ago. But the first season's out. I have no idea if they're making a second season. I haven't finished it because I've been watching it slowly. But I know that there's a first season out. Been watching that. I also watched Has Been Hotel, which I don't know if you've heard anything of the crazy like drama around that. I'm not really going to get into it.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know Has Been Hotel?
Has Been Hotel. I've heard of it. Yeah. No idea what it's about and what the drama is about.
There's a lot of different drama. It's one of those things that like, this is going to be a bit of an unpopular opinion. To me, sometimes it kind of boils down to like, wow, we're taking a lot of energy of pointing fingers on an independent creator on something that are maybe issues that how do I say this? You know how, like, have you seen how people, especially in, like, liberal spheres, tend to get really overly critical of other, like, liberal media, extra critical, that kind of a thing? Because it feels like it's easier, I think, to criticize and to correct, to the point where, though, it kind of feels like, what are we even doing here kind of thing? That's kind of what it sort of feels like, but there's also people that have concerns with stuff with the creator. I don't really fully know, because it's such a weird, like, pointing fingers drama. But anyway, Has Been Hotel, it's an adult cartoon, so you get that. It's bloody, it's cursing language, has to do with like heaven and hell, kind of, that kind of religious like poking at a little bit, but it's a musical, so there's the episodes are all musical episodes, and the music's pretty good, and the characters are pretty lively, and things like that. I enjoy it. Might be worth, if you like the first couple episodes, might be worth your time. Another show by the same creator was kind of coming around more on independent networks called Hell of a Boss. I haven't seen the whole thing on that one. That one is a bit more, it's less tempered by like an executive producer, so it's a little more wild, I would say, in both good and bad ways. So, but the singing is very good. The songs are all very good. The design is pretty eye-catching, and you may or may not like it. I can't really say. I'd say maybe give it an episode or two, and if you don't like it, don't bother.
Okay.
But it's interesting.
Is this stuff you can watch on like YouTube or something?
I might be on YouTube, but I think Has Been Hotel's on Prime.
Oh.
I do not know where Helva Boss is. That one you may have to search more. I know it's available somewhere, but I don't remember where it's at. Because it wasn't as, like, executive produced, so
Wow,
I don't quite know.
The creator has, like, 9 million subscribers on YouTube. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Exploded in popularity.
I've also finished Made in Abyss.
Oh.
It is really good.
All right.
Holy shit, it's very Do you know what it's about?
I'm not familiar with it.
Premise is basically there's a giant hole crater thing like just there. And there are these like cave, what do you call it? Like adventurers, I guess. So the crater, they built like a village around the crater, and then you descend to get treasures and stuff. Very survival roguelike basically. And the abyss is very mysterious. There's like monsters and stuff, but there's also like curses and like I'm not sure if it's supernatural or magic, but definitely a fantasy element to it because like descending can hurt humans, but also ascending back up can hurt humans. And it's it focuses on kids, like the main characters are all kids, like, and I'm not talking like 17-year, I mean like 12-year-olds.
Oh wow.
Descending into the abyss, and it's really funny, very cute a lot of times, and then they just surprise you.
Of course.
So definitely, and sometimes you don't see it coming.
Oh jeez.
Yep. So it can get a little violent sometimes and gory because they have to survive. But it's not like, there's always like a resolution, happy-ish solution to it, and then they manage to continue forward. So there's that. But Made in Abyss is one of those, if anybody's asking for like anime suggestions, that's like, they will say, don't read up on Made in Abyss, just watch it. It's one of those types, yeah.
Interesting.
And it's really good. There's 2 seasons and a movie. And the 3rd season has been confirmed in 2023, I think. But it's not out yet. So you can watch the first 2 seasons on Netflix, at least where I'm at. You can't get the movie on Netflix, though. I had to, sail the high seas for that.
Yeah, we know how it goes.
But it is a bit confusing. There's technically 3 movies, but the first 2 movies is just a compilation of the first season.
A recap, got it.
Yeah. And then, so after the first season, watch the 3rd movie, and then watch season 2.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I would say season 2 was very strong. The movie was crazy good. And then season 2 was a little bit more shaky, I felt like. Also good, but it just felt like more questions and answers for that season compared to the movie and season 1. Yep.
They're hoping for that season 3.
Yeah. So like definitely one of the big draws is the mystery of the abyss, like them figuring things out while they're descending, sometimes ascending. So yeah, it's really good, but definitely be warned that it can surprise you at times. Yeah, I would say the surprises are about 15%. It's not a lot. It's not a lot, but it will surprise you. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Made in Abyss, Delicious Dungeon. Delicious Dungeon, no surprises. It's so cute. It's so funny.
Yeah, it looks really cute.
Yeah.
It looks really cute.
Yeah, that's pretty much, yeah. Don't think I watched anything else.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Trying to think of anything else that come up. We haven't seen really any movies. Haven't really gone out with that. Did I watch? No. Yeah, no, I think that's kind of it on my end. Been kind of quiet overall otherwise.
So there is a couple of new stuff, I guess.
All right, let's go for it.
It's not much though, but like there's news about Respawn developing a first-person Star Wars Mandalorian game, so that's interesting. They're the people who made the Star Wars Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order, and Jedi Survivor, but also they made Titanfall. So Titanfall 2 has probably one of my favorite like first-person shooter campaigns. So I'm really hoping the Mando game will be good with that. Like Titanfall 2 campaign is so good, even though it's just like 5 hours, 6 hours.
Yeah, for good things. Yeah, hoping that would be really cool if they can make that a reality.
Masahiro Sakurai said that his work on Smash Bros. Ultimate is probably coming to an end because every fighter is now an amiibo. So I'm not sure if he's. I think he's gonna work on Smash 6, is what I believe. I'm not sure how you top Ultimate though. How many characters are there? Like 80 plus, 90?
So many.
I don't know how you're gonna top that. Like seriously.
Yeah. What are they gonna? Also, what are you gonna call it? Universal?
Yeah. Really ultimate this time.
Yeah, this is actually the ultimate one. Yeah, I know. They keep I always feel like these names are like keep putting them in a corner because of how like more extreme they get.
And then honestly, that's not much.
Did you hear about the whole Pal World shit?
Which one in particular?
Oh, just in general about Pal World. Yeah. I didn't play it. It wasn't going to be a game I was ever going to play.
Pokemon company actually had to come up with a statement saying, "We are aware of this other company's game, blah blah blah," but then not doing anything. I mean, what can they do really?
Yeah, I remember going back.
The fact is, Pal World's developer is Japanese. So if they were gonna do anything, they would probably have done it already.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the whole thing was kind of strange because at first I was like, oh wow, yeah, it does look like they when I thought they were using AI, when I was a little more confident, I was like, oh wow, that's pretty messed up. And then it came out that nah, probably not. And then it came out like, whoa, it looked like they really plagiarized. I'm like, oh, that kind of sucks, but whatever. And honestly, to me, all that news was just burying the lead on the fact that you could do human trafficking in that game. So I don't know. I thought that was kind of weird. Yeah. Yep. That's kind of weird to me, personally, but yeah, super Pokemon.
I don't know. It's just weird that I know this is not the first time, but it's just weird that people are like so their identity is like these game franchises or whatever, like these like pop culture nerdy franchises, like. Get a personality for fuck's sakes. Like just
I know.
For fun.
I know.
Like holy shit.
At both directions, by the way, like whether you're fully Pokemon or even fully Pal World, I just think it's weird. I will say the people I will say to the people that are all like super into Pal World, it was one of those games where like it was all like such a bluster for it feels like 2 weeks, and now I hear nothing about it.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like,
I think because like they're working on content. Like the last thing I read was like they're just pumping as much money into the servers and stuff, and because they're getting hit, right? So and they just need to work on content because it's is it still early access? No, it's not, right? Is it?
No. I think it's released. Okay. I don't think it's early access. If it is, holy shit! But I think it was released.
I can check real quick.
I was going to say, don't quote me on it. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
It is? What the fuck?
So it is a game that they are constantly working on. There's no... we'll see what they do. Free updates, DLCs, microtransactions.
Sorry.
I don't know.
Fucking A. I am so fucking tired of these early access games, can I just say? I'm so tired of them. There's a certain point where it's not early access. Just stop it.
To be fair to them, Pal World is really new. It came out in 2024.
And that's fine.
But then there are those like... what's that? There's a zombie game. There's 2 zombie games, I think. Like it's been in early access for like a decade.
I think it was like was it Phasmophobia has been like in early access forever or something? I forget.
Yeah,
There's
quite
a
a couple
game.
of games, yeah.
Yeah. And I try not to get, I know they're indie developers, so I try not to get too much on it, but like, sometimes I want to bang my head against the wall because sometimes it just feels like early access is after a while just a label they use so that they don't have to ever say like, it's finished, guys. They can just keep being like, all right, just gonna fix this. Like BG3, Baldur's Gate 3, go ahead.
Because usually you have a roadmap in your head, like actual
Right.
roadmap. And then your roadmap will have what is the state of the game in 1.0. And
Right.
that is when you stop early access. But then you can still, like BG3, they're still creating, like they're still making...
Constantly making patches, right? That's why like I have to give BG3 credit because they were in early access for a long ass time. And then they did
Like,
release
3 years,
the finish.
right?
Yeah, I think so. About 3 years, yeah. And then they released the finished game. And yeah, they're patching it. They're doing more stuff. I mean, they said they weren't going to do DLC or paid DLC, so sure, I'll take the patches. That's fine. I'm just hoping they're working on another game. That's my preference. But like, I got it.
To be fair, also, that's an RPG. You do have technically a beginning, middle, and end, right?
Middle and end
Palworld
with that, yeah.
is basically a survival game.
Yeah.
And if you
I mean,
don't
if
come out
Palworld...
with content, people will like stop playing in a way.
No, that part I understand. It's just weird that they're calling it early access to me. Like, it's just weird to not instead be like, all right, here's a game. We're going to be updating it constantly.
Yeah,
but I don't
get
know how
what you
those
mean.
specs.
Because we're
that's
so
all what I mean.
jaded with the term now. Because a
That's
lot
what I
of
mean.
companies have just used early access for like, I don't even know what that means, to be honest.
Kinda, yeah. It just feels like it's just a way they can be like, well, don't get too mad at us. We'll make an update for it.
The term has lost its meaning.
It's completely lost its meaning.
Yeah.
I mean, instead if they want to be like, hey, this is our game, we're just going to keep updating it in content as we see fit and you guys ask us to. That's fair.
Like,
that sounds cool.
I believe Valheim was... Oh, is it still early access? Oh, it is still early access. Yeah, sorry.
So
I take it back. I was just going to say Valheim is already 1.0. But no, Valheim was also... They're 3 years in. Not sure what is their vision for 1.0 is, but...
Yeah. I don't know. That's just my feeling. At a certain point, you're not early access anymore.
Yeah.
That's just what I'm saying.
But as long as they are a bit consumer friendly, I think it's whatever. It's those really like 7 Days to Die has been in early access since 2013.
That's right. I forgot about that game.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And then there's another one. There's a top down like isometric style Project Zomboid, I think. Yeah, I think that one's still in early access. Yep, that one's still in early access.
Nuts to me.
Yeah,
So nuts to me.
that one since 2013. Yep.
Whatever, man. But yeah, Palworld's
I mean, they're very
been
playable, a lot of content, very good games. It's just like, what does early access mean anymore?
That's all, really.
Yeah.
I'm just like, again, that's kind of why I'm like, it feels like you're hiding behind a label where if like something isn't quite right, you can just be like, we're still in early access instead of being like, we'll fix it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the whole thing behind it. It just feels very weird to say that at a certain point. But Palworld is new, and I mean, hope the best for it. I don't know. I don't know what the best for it is. I'm not going to play it anytime soon. It's not my kind of game, but hey, I'm happy for people that are enjoying it.
Are you gonna get the Apollo Justice trilogy?
Probably. I haven't. It's so weird because I technically still have those games. I still have the original DS for Apollo Justice and the 3DS games, and so it feels weird, but I don't know if I ever
Justice was one on the DS, right? It was the fourth game on the DS.
Fourth game on the DS, and then they're basically saying the two 3DS games. Yeah, they're called. It's interesting because I've never heard it called
digital only, right?
They were for me. I could never get
I'm
a
pretty
physical
sure
copy.
It was digital only. So I guess technically this is the first time you can buy physical. I'm not sure if you can get it physical, but like I'm pretty sure I can get it I
haven't looked into it. I just know I could get on the computer, and I haven't really. I haven't really done it just because I haven't had a need for it. I still need to try to play through Greatest Attorney.
I bought the first 3 for the Switch in physical just because I wanted it physical.
I mean, that's fair.
Actually, I have the first 3 in physical form already. But I just love Ace Attorney. So yeah.
No. Oh, I know, right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I should see if I can get it physical because I lost my 2 DS of the first 2 Phoenix Wright games because I had a friend that lost them. So
it wasn't lost, it's stolen.
Oh, I know. Actually, knowing this friend, it was definitely like actually lost, but just didn't care enough to look for it. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That sucks.
Yeah, I was pretty. I'm mostly just hitting myself for giving her the second game because literally it was just one of those moments where she's like, yeah. I got access to it. I know I finished the game, and so I thought for sure we were gonna do a trade, and I shouldn't have been that stupid. I should have been like, nope, you give it to me back first, and I'll give you the second one. But I thought for sure she'd give it back to me, and I lost those 2.
I'm definitely looking into getting the probably the Switch version.
Yeah. I may at some point. I just haven't
on the Switch, so might as well, I guess.
Yeah. I think I did get the original trilogy on Switch. Actually, I think I did get that because I think I
digital.
I forget why I did. I think I did. Yeah, digital. Although I might see if I can get a physical copy. I'll have to look into it.
I think physical.
But yeah,
I remember the first one physical was only in Asia, and because I have the Chinese or Japanese version, but because a lot of games for the Switch. When you put it in, it follows your like system language, so I'm able to play it in English. It's just the box cover, everything is in Japanese or Chinese. Yeah.
Oh,
so
interesting.
I'm not sure if Apollo Justice one. I'm not sure if they have it like Western release, but they definitely have it in like an Asian version. So I'm definitely getting that.
That's pretty cool. But yeah, no, it's. I'm hoping that maybe that might mean I never finished. Even the first great Ace Attorney game.
Yeah,
I probably should.
I have that physical too, like the 2 games.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know. I felt
we
like
talked about it.
Yeah, the writing was weird.
Slow. I
Very
fell
slow.
asleep. Very slow. Too many needs. I don't need 3 text boxes when I click on the wrong item, guys.
And I'm not sure.
Please.
What's the next collection that they can make? Mal's Investigations 1 and 2?
Yeah. If they never translated officially into English too. I wish they did because it was the better one apparently. They did make a fan translation, but I never liked trying to play a DS game on my computer. It just felt weird, so I never played it. But I heard Miles 2 was way better than 1. There was no English for it. But they might still do that because that's what happened with Great Ace Attorney. It was Japanese only, and then they finally translated. So maybe. Yeah, I know they're making these collections, so it's like something happening, guys.
Good for fans.
What's going on?
And I'm not sure if this is weird to you, but I sometimes buy games for specific platforms depending on back then what platform they're known for. So Ace Attorney, I could have gotten like the PlayStation version, but I decided to go with the Switch because I used to play it on the DS. And
that's
then Persona
fair.
3 Reload, instead of buying on a PC, for example,
you bought on the
I bought it on the PlayStation 5. So it's just like...
I mean... Yeah, for me, I think I'm more of a... PC is kind of my one of choice, maybe Switch. I don't play on the PlayStation very often. So usually, that's kind of my go-to for them. But I totally get it. I think the hardest part with Ace Attorney, actually, is the fact that they had to do it differently for a non-DS kind of a game, and really it was kind of meant for the DS. Well, the original games were on the Game Boy Advance, but that was only in Japan. But when they remade them for the DS, they made it useful to play on the DS, and so that's hard to kind of get away from.
Yeah,
and
it's just nice to have the option to play it portable, and it's a game that I don't need to have crazy frame rates or whatever, right? So
right, yeah. I don't need to play it on the PlayStation on a big screen.
It's different if it's like I don't know, like one of those action games or something. That would make sense.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'll probably get Apollo Justice at some point. And then the DICE Awards. The DICE Awards just ended a couple of days ago, maybe, or yesterday.
That's
today?
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
a bunch of AAA games won a bunch of awards, I guess. So,
Yay!
good for them, I suppose.
I think BG3 won
a lot,
Game of the Year on that one, so that's cool. But yeah, I know.
and their speech was like, we don't have shareholders, but we also don't think about them. So, because it's been like, people have been getting let go a lot. So, I mean, it's a very common thing in games and tech. But I'm not sure I want to say it more so recently because of possible overhiring during the pandemic those couple of years.
Yeah.
Maybe, I'm not sure. But yeah, everybody was like, during the pandemic, especially companies that operated online was seeing like record profits. And then they just started overhiring. To be fair, a lot of them are also still seeing record profits last year and they still let go. So yeah.
Yeah.
I think the most recent one was Embracer. They let go like 1,400 people or something, and they're not done apparently. Yeah, I think they're gonna go bankrupt because I'm not sure if have you heard of Embracer?
I'm not familiar with
They're
it.
the ones that bought up a lot of like THQ, I think, and like a lot of the older games that they were like, these are all games that we want to remake. Like they did the Kingdom of Amalur Re-Reckoning or something, like a remaster of that. The game plan was to like bring back a lot of the games that people love to like modern platforms, right? And they're also the ones responsible for like the new Saints Row that did really badly.
I see.
So yeah, they're not doing very well. Chances are they're also the ones that I think they bought over IDOS and got the Deus Ex IP.
Oh, interesting.
And that was cancelled. Yeah, so they have quite a lot of IPs, and they probably will sell them or license them out. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, but tons of people are losing their jobs over there.
Yeah, that's awful.
Yeah.
Unions now.
Yeah. I haven't really been following, but the last Disco Elysium writer has been laid off.
Really?
And
yikes.
They're speaking out on like, the things that was happening over there.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. Gosh, for the kind of game that was, it's a little ironic how that all went down. Mm-hmm. Yikes.
In the next couple of not even months, like a couple of weeks, in the next few weeks, a couple of cool JRPGs are coming out. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth coming out.
Yes.
Unicorn Overlord by Vanillaware is coming out in March.
Oh, I don't know about that.
That one's a tactics game. So that's like a tactics view, but also that very classic 2D Vanillaware. It looks really good. I'm really excited for that one. Because honestly, they made with 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim, probably one of my favorite games in recent memory. I would also say of all time, honestly, you should play it. It's like 70% visual novel.
Fair enough.
It's so good. Holy shit.
Even I can't mess it up.
Yeah. You haven't played it, right?
No, I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, definitely. There's a tactics portion of it, but I would say the tactics one is like pretty easy, pretty simple. But the meat of it is the stories and the characters. It's so good. With a really satisfying resolution at the end.
Oh, nice.
And then a recent JRPG that came out as well is Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. I'm not very familiar with the Grand Blue Fantasy franchise.
I'm not either, but my friends are all raving about it.
Apparently it's really good.
Apparently it's really good. But yeah, no, the Grand Blue's been around for a minute. I don't really know what their shtick is, to be honest with you. But I just know.
I'm tempted to try this.
Yeah, I've heard it's really good.
Yeah.
Might be the good one to jump in on. I've heard people compare it to Persona 3, but I'm not sure why. Oh. I don't know if maybe it's got a Persona-like system. Like they're not Personas, stuff? But like either this. I don't know if it's the social stuff or just creating that Persona-like battle thing. I don't know. I just have heard people compare the two, so I'm not really sure why.
Oh, okay. So it's like an action game. People are saying it's kind of like a more forgiving Monster Hunter.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Because you don't have to commit to the animation once you start it, I think, is what I'm seeing. Yeah. So like how Monster Hunter, you have to commit, right? So it's just...
Yeah.
I can never play that fucking game. That one I can't get. Interesting. I might try this out.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yes.
Because it came out at the same time as Persona 3, and of course I'm going to choose Persona 3, so...
Well, yeah. No, that's without question.
And the last thing that I have that I thought was interesting is about Don't Nod.
Oh gosh, what's happening?
French Union claims there are critical issues at Don't Nod.
Okay.
The issues are mostly management, changing deadlines without warning, employees being moved with no long-term vision of projects, teams left out in the cold by reorganization, contradictory directions by senior stakeholders. So it definitely sounds like shitty management. But they've been making good games still recently, so hopefully... So like last year they made Jusant, that like mountain climbing game that looks really good and I really want to play eventually. And recently the newest one is Banishers Ghosts of New Eden. It's a long ass name. Story-driven action RPG.
I mean, usually their stuff is pretty solid, but I hope whatever issues they find, they can rectify.
Honestly,
is it funny?
One of my favorite like developers. They always make like really decent stuff and stuff that's like interesting.
Is it bad that when you listed those things, I was like, I mean, it could be worse.
Yeah, I was thinking, it could be worse. At least it's not.
It could be
abuse and sexual harassment.
Yeah, at least it's not fucking Blizzard. Like.
Yep. Literally
standards
what somebody
are
said
so
to me.
low.
Literally what somebody said to me. Like, okay, I looked it up. Not as bad as Blizzard. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Oh god. I mean, it is France. They usually, not always, but they usually tend to be pretty particular with their workers. A lot of worker rights over there, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty much it that I have on my end.
Yeah, I don't know if I have anything else on my end either.
Yeah, I'm just gonna continue playing Persona 3, maybe more Dragon Quest Monsters. Foe has been playing Helldivers 2, so I might get that like end of the month or something. So just a fun multiplayer like PvE game. And because Helldivers 2 they did not foresee it being so popular, they have been able to basically scrap that old roadmap and working on a new one.
Got it.
So that's interesting. And I guess maybe because of Helldivers 2's success, Sony is thinking of maybe opening their horizons to more revenue making. So I'm guessing like releasing their exclusive games quicker on PC. Oh, and like there's a Xbox thing too. Like recently, like an Xbox podcast, the Xbox head was like saying, we're gonna release 4 games on the PlayStation and the Switch, without saying what the games are. They made a big deal out of it. They made an announcement of the announcement, that kind of thing, and they were like, "Yeah, 4 games are coming out on different platforms," without even telling what the games are. It's basically this could have been an email.
Yeah,
literally could have just been a tweet.
God. Yeah, this could have been a tweet. Oh, that's better.
Could have been a tweet, yeah. But I get it. I don't think the Xbox is doing that well in terms of hardware sales. But their game console is doing pretty well. So
yeah.
So if they focus on software, not sure if that's the best thing, because then it's just Sony and Nintendo, and generally speaking, Sony and Nintendo, not even sure if they are competitors in a way. A lot of ways they are, but
they are, but like, are they?
Yeah,
are they? Yeah, I know. That's kind of my feeling too, but I don't know enough about how that all goes. I mean, I know there's been talk of like Microsoft also. I don't know. It's kind of both shooting itself in the foot and also helpful, where it's like they got the console, but they're also PC, right? They have a lot of control on that stuff too. So hard to say.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. You want to do the thing?
Yeah, let's do the thing. This is Sarahscopic, Sarahscopic. I'm mostly still somehow on Twitter, but I'm also on Threads. And you can catch me on other streams. And rumor has it, probably not going to happen for 6 months, but rumor has it, I might just be trying to give YouTube another chance.
Ooh.
We shall see. We shall see. No promises. No promises.
And Pupunoob, I'm on Instagram. I'm not really doing anything, honestly. Not even Instagram
Life
nowadays.
is boring.
Yeah, I haven't been taking pictures of like the toys and stuff. I'm still like, I've unpacked the important things.
Yes.
But my toys are still super unpacked. So
Yeah.
I just don't have the space at the moment until I get the shelving.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Totally get that.
That's pretty much it. Yeah. Thank you for watching and listening to. How do I usually end this? This has been episode 212.
This has been episode 212 of Playonultra podcast. Thank you for watching, listener.
Yeah. See you next time. Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye.